Greetings and salutations. This is Rhino Barrow's Nerdsville. This video is geared towards the new upcoming movie, or the reboot of the Ghostbusters franchise. I honestly do believe that the Ghostbusters, if you want to do it properly, don't reboot the situation. I know that Harold Ramis, aka Egon Spengler, Dr. Egon Spengler, passed away, but that doesn't stop the extreme Ghostbusters to be made. It would be great to have, let's see, Dan Aykroyd to reprise his role as this need. Sorry, it's Dan. Okay. Yeah. I have Dan Aykroyd reprise his role as Dr. Raymond Stantz from his days as an original Ghostbuster, leading a young team, or being the mentor to a young team. Carly Griffin, Garrett Miller, Roland Jackson, and Eduardo Rivera. These roles would be epic to fill up with younger, more dynamic actors. Maybe get them from like the Nickelodeon and DC graduates who are too old to do these kids TV shows like Girl Meets World or iCarly or something like that. Get those sort of actors in to play Kylie, Garrett, Roland, and Eduardo. I'll get Billy West to do the voice of Slimer. And let me see who can be the new assistant. Could be get like a really nerdy type person, or actually a few nerdy people. Maybe Dr. Egon Spengler and Miss Janine Melnitz got married, and they had a few children, and they now run and operate the operation as their father has passed away due to a ghost encounter. But they are not strong enough and able enough to do all these stuff, and that's the reason why Carly, Garrett, Roland, and Eduardo is in there. I'm not crybaby. I'm not being like a crybaby on this whole, oh, these women, they don't know what to do. Blah blah, blah 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 blah. Bitch on Megan McCartney. Bitch on this. Bitch on that. Bitch on the other. Yada 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 yada. With Kristen Wiig, Megan McCartney, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones, and Chris Hemsworth. I'm not attacking them. It's just that you got to keep up with. You got to do something along those. Along the progression from leaving more like the old generation of of let me see, Dr. Peter Venkman, Dr. Raymond Ray Stantz, Dr. Egon Spangler, Winston Zedmore, Janine Muntz. You just got to get over those sort of. You got to progress your way through this sort of thinking. Get the new get like Ray goes, oh, bummer. Looks over a picture of Egon, and Egon and him, they go going, and they go, ooh, I'm too old, Egon, and that'll be it. Then it goes, 5 years later, and Ray does what in the cartoon Extreme Ghostbusters does, and you got Egon's children, Egon and Janine's children, more or less going, they're building the stuff, they're fixing up Echo 1. Trying to fix up Echo 1, but then they realize, ooh, we can't fix up Echo 1 to its former glory. And by this time, the Ghostbusters are, celebs in New York City. And the firehouse, somehow or other, people just moved out and donated their buildings to the Ghostbusters. And Echo 1 is more or less being like a showroom piece, so is the old proton energy packs. With Egon's kids, Egon's and Janine's kids going, trying to make new, better, get more energy out of the proton energy packs, or better traps. Just trying to do things better than what they have done in the previous movie and in the cartoon series. And then you go, oh, can you remember the story when Dad and the boys took out this Marshmallow Man? Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, the kids reflect on what Egon, Ray, Winston, and and Peter did. And this goes, oh boy. Then a huge emergency comes up. Dan Aykroyd as a Ray, or Dr. Raymond Stantz, goes into the fray with like one of the old proton packs, an untested Echo 2, and a few traps that are not exactly in good condition. Then he gets knocked out, realizes that he needs to build a new team. So he goes into his class and looks out. It does like a bit of a pre-shot of the class, Oh, these Ghostbusters, yeah. And since he wasn't talking about their adventures, he was more talking about the different classes, how you can identify the classes, like Jane Goodall would do with gorillas, and Jacques Cousteau would do for the marine life. Instead of telling the stories of how they got to know these different situations, different things, they told the stock standard. Spookius Eruptus. This is this is a class class 1, as it just scares you, and flies off. And but as it dwindles down, you just see Kylie, you see Garrett, you see Roland, and you see Eduardo being the last four. And and they are the last few people. And Doctor and Ray goes, oh boy. Do you have other classes? And they go, no, Dr. Stance. We don't have anything. And they get inducted, they get trained, and say, well, as you know, I used to be one of these Ghostbusters. Now I need your help. Please, I need your help. Then you have these young kids come in, and instead of their old ambulance, they would go with like a 1990s van. As the Echo 2. Oh, come on. Yes. Sorry about that. My researching sector. Still too early. Like they find a Dodge B Series Ram. Built the 1998 version. You've got more headroom, you've got more headroom and things of that nature, so you can put more proton energy packs, you can put more arsenal into the thing instead of the old ambulance. And you can feel like a wheelchair ramp for Garrett, who is decked out in a tank-like literally a tank-like ghost-busting vehicle unto itself. Echo 2 Mark 2. In other words, Garrett gets into it, straps himself in. It has the ability of 5 proton energy packs and the capability to fire 2 wheelchair-sized ghost traps, which does get powered up in the firehouse. And throughout the movie, remnants of Gozer would be around, and with with Gozer and little bits of that sludge or ooze from the time when Vigo. Still those resemblance nearby, and you get this huge energy with the Monday world, and the joy of the brotherly love of the 9/11 has died down, and all this hatred. Screw you, get lost. And you talk about me, come on, hey, mother, and all that started to get down. The resemblance of Vigo, the ooze still remains with Vigo, and the bad energy of Gozer the Destroyer still lingers in some parts of New York City. As like a bit of like like an egg of hatred and intimidation and all this stuff comes to light. It just kicks off another series of of movies which are based around these young like young Kylie, young Garrett, young Roland, and young Eduardo. Garrett, I could see Zac Efron. Kylie, I could definitely see a Selena Gomez. Roland, Roland and Eduardo, I have a bit of I'm a bit unsure about who could play those roles. If you can, put them in the comment section. Who can play Eduardo, and who can play Roland in the movie? But as I said, I'm not whining or complaining about the new 2016 movie. It's just a different spin on the whole history of Ghostbusters, to go from like the guys who look like the younger versions of the original Ghostbusters, like someone who looks like Bill Murray in back when Ghostbusters circa 1989, Dan Aykroyd circa 1989, Harold Ramis circa 1989, sorry, and Ernie Hudson circa 1989. Just get those guys. Same thing with Ann Potts. And you just got you can get into that. You can have like as I said, Egon and Janine marrying, Winston, Zedmore. You can have written in the story that he retired and gone to live in Los Angeles. Peter Venkman is doing a TV and doing like a reality TV type thing, Ghost Detectives or something like that, and you can get like Bill Murray just to do that, and just to have it in the thing, where he's not actually interacting with Dan Aykroyd or Ernie Hudson or Ann Potts. They're actual living members. Just go, Mr. Murray, I want you to do the Extreme Ghostbusters. You won't be interacting with the co-stars that you disapprove of. We'll pay you as much as we were paying Dan Aykroyd, but can we do like these video things where you are Dr. Peter Venkman, the traveling ghost psychologist, or the traveling ghost hunter, traveling ghost detectives, or ghost investigations, you know? Do you like one of those sort of TV shows that you see on TV? With, I think there is a... Yeah. Anything like a paranormal investigation type TV show. Like Peter's Poltergeist or something like that. Woo! And then you can get like, you go, hey, you know what I did back in New York City? I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna scare the ghosts away. And yeah, as my man, and as Winston once said, we're going to make them pay. That's right. I'm going to make them pay. I'm going to evict them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do the other, without having the the proton energy packs or anything like that. And to have it continue on, you go, ooh, this is brilliant. And you have and you have like on the news, on a newspaper, like an obituary to Dr. Egon Zimmerman. Yeah, Dr. Egon. And have the last picture of him, him smiling, and underneath it has Dr. Egon Spangler, rest in peace, and you use Harold Ramis's actual when Harold Ramis was born to the taping, the the first taping of the Ghostbusters. If the Ghostbusters is going to be taped on, get greenlit and started working on on this date, you type that, do that, and go Dr. Egon Spangler, November 21st, 1944 to like insert month, insert date, insert year, which would have been far more. You're still paying tribute to the guy, and he goes, died defending. He goes on, wonderful grandfather, wonderful father, wonderful husband, a true person who gave back to New York City. Another, giving it doesn't have to be like a small little thing that you see on there's nothing small nothing like that. Something big and major. Let me just see here. I know this is a bit bizarre, but have like a full double page. You have the Dr. Harold Ramis's picture here, and a huge amount of information. going across the saying how much he gave to New York City, as well as giving his life and having only his children, leaving his children, but grandchildren. Actually, could have his grandchildren wanting to be Ghostbusters, but they can't because they're too young. Which will be more of a plausible thing, and instead of having Janine man the reception, as I said, he can have their daughter called Dana, as reference to as a homage to, like an homage to the Sigourney Weaver character, Dana Spangler. And you guys, slams it down. And instead of we got one, we just say, have something go. Troops, go get him. And that could be like the tagline, New troops, new ghosts, new war in New York. I know saying war and New York should not go together in this day and age because of 9/11, but this is like supposed to like a spirit, like the demons mean ghosts, ugly monsters. This monolithic monstrous beasts and devilish demons and things of that nature. The war between mankind and the demonic realm sparks up again. Will these new soldiers take the cause, and you just have the four have Ray, have like a I think Ashley Tisdale could definitely pull off the new receptionist, because not receptionist, no. Amy Fuller instead of Tina Fey. Tina Fey has already done a lot. The new a young Amy Fuller, she is a great comedian. She comes from the SNL class. She would work well with Dan Aykroyd as Dana Spangler or something like that. And you can have pictures of of actors who look like the younger Harold and Dan and Ernie and Bill. Like them holding up Ghostbusters, like trap cables. It goes like this, and he goes, hanging like a cable. Like instead of having nothing USB port, but I have like the old traps, hanging them up. You go, another one down. Them running through New York, running through New York City, holding like smoking trap, and like a key to New York City. Have the old uniforms, and instead of doing the uniforms from the cartoon, keep to the traditional, but make it a bit more American football or American ice hockey. Bigger shoulder. The big shoulder pad with the proton energy pack on the back. Cables coming down. Make it instead of just doing like a jumpsuit, make like a true ectoplasmic armor. have like a helmet with a visor, and instead of holding like a holding a thing like that.
There are 18 different Pokemon
I know.
types.
I know this is a Pokemon thing, but have like a like the like some like the like something spinning on in a visor. Since technology is way up there now, we got to go with more like the Google Glasses style, visor. They look around, and you think it's like a little icon over here to go. Let me just use these two swords, The little icon goes like these two. So, it starts off as one, then it goes ding. Actually, make it in the center, and you just got like these two. Like it goes mean even like the indication that there's a poltergeist nearby, instead of like a walkie-talkie, have them do that and go, Ray, you don't know what's going on here, but we feel something weird. Then you can get more technical in that with Ray going, oh crap, we witnessed this back in 1993, like let's see, have to go here. Oh yeah, they can include the date of the Waco, Texas siege on February 28, 1993. Then you go, oh, I witnessed something like that. Oh, no way. We may have disrupted the nest in there, and it took this long period of time to get a lot more things done to improve. Just like a terrible date. You can also do the April 20th, 1909. As to just do those sort of dates to make them go ooh, and including September 11th, 2001, tragedies where the planes, oh, we had a huge call out around the area of the Twin Towers when they fell. it's just something that would have been a bit better to work off, because you can use these dates, you can use them as, marks of time when they go, okay, this is happening. See. Do like a priest going nuts in like like a cardinal or a collection of ghosts of of Catholic cardinals type thing invade New York City during the time of the Waco, Texas thing, and have the ghost of a deceased metal band for the Columbine Massacre going, you know what, they died, and some days later we were caught up because there was a ghost, and we took down this band. And during September the 11th, we had to go here and there and everywhere, because they were reporting sightings of ghosts and paranormal activity. And we lost a young recruit then. And we decided not to do recruiting then, but now I'm too old, I had to change my policy. Like they would just say, like they were training a new guy, like new troops, but they got too close to one of the towers come down, they got exterminated. Which could lead into like a part 2 of Extreme Ghostbusters. But again, I'm saying I'm not whining, I'm not complaining, I'm not bitching about the actresses who are in this new Ghostbuster movie. They're all lined up, and as I said, Kristen Wiig, Lisa McCartney, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones. I have nothing against them. It's just that I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to these things, and go with the original. Go with the Extreme Ghostbusters, and you can have these actresses in other roles. You can bring them into the Extreme Ghostbusters storyline. Kristen Wiig could be a fashion designer, or Jenny McCartney could be a woman eating hot dog or something like this, or do something like in the background, or even cast Jenny McCartney and Kristen Wiig as sisters eating. Like it opens up to them eating a meal, or it could have them eating a meal in a diner or something like that, and a ghost comes up and Kristen hides behind Melissa, and Melissa goes, "Guessing you're not some dish that they ordered." But again, I have nothing but respect for these women, and as well as Chris Hemsworth, my Aussie, right there, one of my countrymen. But I'm just more of a traditionalist, and if you're going to go with another Ghostbusters movie, go with the extreme, go with the progression, what was set in the cartoon, and yeah, that's it. I've been Rhino Barrows, and peace.